Kennywood was founded in 1898 as a small trolley park in Pittsburgh. The park was established by the Monday Street Railway Company, which was owned and operated by Andrew Mellon. The cafeteria building and the Carousel Food Court are the only two remaining structures from that period. In 1906, the park was sold to two families. Those same families owned and operated the park into the 21st century. In the early years, visitors enjoyed picnicking under the many trees, taking a leisurely rowboat ride on the lagoon, and watching shows at the bandstand. The favorite attraction in those days were the dance hall and the speedoplane roller coaster, along with our oldest operating ride, the Old Mill, built in 1902, and our oldest flat ride, the Whip, built in 1919. During the Roaring '20s, Kennywood added some popular rides that you can still take a ride on today. Our merry-go-round was added in 1926. We also went coaster crazy gather all loose articles and remain seated until the train comes to a final stop. Exit opposite the way you entered and enjoy the rest of your day.